Rolls Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world, and the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls Royce. Welcome to Brand Vanguard, where we uncover stories behind the greatest innovations of our time. Today, we dive into the extraordinary story of how a poor boy, Henry Royce, created one of the most prestigious automotive brands in history, Rolls Royce. In the first scene, we set the stage with the early life of Henry Royce, a man who rose from poverty to found one of the most prestigious car companies in the world. Born in 1863 in Orwalton, Huntingdonshire, England, Royce was the son of a miller. His family struggled financially after his father's mill business failed, plunging them into economic hardship. This moment is a pivotal start to Henry Royce's story, highlighting the conditions in which he was raised and his early exposure to the realities of working-class life. Poverty forced young Henry to abandon formal education at the tender age of 9. Despite these setbacks, Royce's thirst for knowledge and mechanical inclination was apparent from an early age. He had to take up odd jobs to support his family, starting as a newspaper delivery boy and then working as a telegram messenger. It was during this time that he began tinkering with machines, fascinated by how they worked. This scene serves to underscore the contrast between the luxury and prestige of Rolls-Royce automobiles and Royce's humble origins. Royce's early exposure to manual labor instilled in him a strong work ethic. His family's financial struggles did not dampen his ambition but fueled his determination to rise above his circumstances. This background is essential in understanding why Royce would later become obsessed with perfection in his engineering work. He believed that the best way to overcome adversity was through mastery of one's craft. After his early job experiences, Royce finally secured an apprenticeship with the Great Northern Railway. This was a critical juncture in his life, as it gave him his first exposure to formal engineering. Here, Royce learned the basics of mechanical engineering, but his family's financial problems continued to plague him, and he had to quit after just 3 years. This scene represents both a disappointment and an opportunity. While Royce's formal education was cut short, his curiosity for machines only grew stronger. During this time, Royce worked with precision machinery and developed an eye for detail, two traits that would later define his career. Unable to afford proper schooling, he became a self-taught engineer, dedicating countless hours to studying mechanical systems after long workdays. This self-learning journey showcases Royce's resilience, and it's in this stage of his life that we see the first signs of the obsessive perfectionism that would become synonymous with Rolls-Royce cars. Henry Royce believed that quality craftsmanship could only come from hard work and deep understanding.
Even though he didn't have access to elite engineering schools, he compensated with a tireless commitment to mastering his trade. His interest soon shifted from basic electrical engineering to the new world of automobiles. By the time Royce was 21, he had saved enough money to co-found F. Royce & Company with a friend, manufacturing electrical components like doorbells and dynamos, a type of generator. Royce's relentless pursuit of perfection became the hallmark of his business. Though the company started small, it quickly earned a reputation for producing high-quality electrical devices. This set the stage for Royce's later ventures into car manufacturing. In this scene, we see Royce transition from apprentice to entrepreneur. What makes this moment significant is that Royce was starting his business in an era when entrepreneurship was difficult, especially for someone of his background. His attention to detail, patience, and refusal to accept subpar quality made his product stand out in the crowded marketplace. Royce's early successes in electrical engineering gave him the confidence to explore his growing interest in automobiles. His curiosity led him to purchase a second-hand Decoville car in 1903, but Royce, being the perfectionist that he was dissatisfied with its performance. This moment of dissatisfaction would be a turning point. He decided he could build a better car himself. While Henry Royce was struggling to improve the quality of his cars, Charles Rolls was living in a completely different world. Rolls was born into an aristocratic family in 1877 and had the privilege of a wealthy upbringing. A passionate motoring enthusiast, Rolls was among the first Britons to import cars from France and sell them in England. He founded one of Britain's first car dealerships in London, specializing in French Peugeot models. Despite their contrasting backgrounds, Rolls and Royce shared a mutual love for automobiles. Rolls was an aristocrat and an adventurer, while Royce was a hands-on, meticulous engineer. In this scene, we see how Rolls was dissatisfied with the quality of British cars and was on the lookout for better alternatives. Rolls wanted to find a manufacturer who could deliver a British car that met the same quality standards as its French counterparts. This search led him to Henry Royce. When Rolls first laid eyes on Royce's prototype car in 1904, he was thoroughly impressed by its build quality and smooth ride. Rolls recognized the potential of Royce's engineering talent, while Royce saw Rolls as the business partner who could bring his car to the masses. This mutual recognition formed the foundation for their legendary partnership. In May 1904, the legendary meeting between Charles Rolls and Henry Royce took place at the Midland Hotel in Manchester. This meeting was the birth of Rolls-Royce Limited, though the company wouldn't formally be established until 2 years later. In this scene, the handshake between the two men symbolizes the beginning of what would become the most prestigious automobile company in the world. Rolls and Royce had an instant connection. Royce's engineering prowess and Rolls' business acumen complemented each other perfectly. Rolls agreed to sell Royce's cars exclusively under the Rolls-Royce name, and this decision led to the creation of their first car, the Rolls Royce 10 horsepowers. The car was revolutionary for its time. It was reliable, smooth, and beautifully crafted. This combination of craftsmanship and reliability became the cornerstone of Rolls-Royce's reputation. The meeting between Rolls and Royce represents more than just the formation of a business partnership. It was the union of two contrasting worlds, the working-class perseverance of Royce and the aristocratic flair of Rolls. Together, they changed the automotive industry forever. The first car produced by the Rolls-Royce partnership was the Rolls-Royce 10 horsepowers, which debuted in 1904. This car, modest by today's standards, was revolutionary at the time. It featured a 1.8-liter two-cylinder engine and could reach speeds of up to 39 miles per hour. While it wasn't the fastest car, its engineering precision set it apart from other vehicles of the time. In this scene, the 10 horsepowers is shown on display at a prestigious motor show, where it attracted attention for its smooth ride and reliability. Royce's commitment to perfection meant that no car left his workshop unless it was of the highest quality. And Rolls, with his keen eye for luxury and style, ensured that the car appealed to the wealthy elite. The 10 horsepowers was a commercial success, but more importantly, it established Rolls-Royce as a brand synonymous with quality. This car laid the foundation for future Rolls-Royce models, which would continue to innovate in both luxury and performance. Perhaps the most famous car in Rolls-Royce history is the Silver Ghost, which debuted in 1907. This car earned its reputation as the best car in the world after it successfully completed a non-stop endurance run of 15,000 miles, a feat unheard of at the time. In this scene, the Silver Ghost is shown gliding smoothly over various terrains, demonstrating its durability and luxury. The Silver Ghost was not just an engineering marvel, it was also a symbol of opulence. With its silver-plated fittings and luxurious interiors, it appealed to the world's elite, cementing Rolls-Royce's place as the ultimate luxury car manufacturer. The success of the Silver Ghost helped Rolls-Royce weather financial storms and ensured that the brand would remain synonymous with the highest quality automobiles. World War I saw Rolls-Royce pivot from cars to aircraft engines. Henry Royce, always an innovator, applied his engineering talents to the development of airplane engines, starting with the Eagle engine. This engine powered many of Britain's aircraft during the war and was critical to the Allied victory. In this scene, we see Royce overseeing the construction of aircraft engines, further demonstrating his versatility as an engineer. Rolls-Royce's involvement in aviation would only grow after the war, and the company's entry into the aerospace industry would become a defining aspect of its legacy. Despite their partnership's success, tragedy struck in 1910 when Charles Rolls died in a plane crash. Rolls, who had always been a thrill-seeker, was one of the first Britons to embrace aviation. Unfortunately, his passion for flying cost him his life. Rolls became the first Briton to be killed in an aviation accident when his Wright Flyer broke apart mid-flight during a demonstration in Bournemouth. This scene is a somber reminder that Rolls' adventurous spirit, while part of what made him so successful, also led to his untimely demise. His death deeply affected Henry Royce, but Royce continued to honor his legacy by advancing the company they had built together. Following Rolls' death, Henry Royce continued to develop the Rolls-Royce brand with an unwavering commitment to quality. Royce's vision for the company remained as clear as ever to produce the best cars in the world. This scene illustrates how Royce, though devastated by the loss of his business partner, poured himself into his work. In the years following Rolls' death, Rolls-Royce continued to innovate. New models were released, each maintaining the reputation for excellence that the brand had cultivated. Even as Royce's health began to decline, he remained actively involved in the company, insisting on maintaining the highest engineering standards. In the final scene, we see how Rolls-Royce has evolved from a small partnership between two men to a global symbol of luxury, prestige, and engineering excellence. Today, Rolls-Royce is synonymous with the pinnacle of automotive engineering, and its reputation as the maker of the best cars in the world remains intact. While the company has expanded into aerospace and continues to innovate in various industries, its automotive roots remain a central part of its identity. This legacy, built on the backs of two men from vastly different backgrounds, continues to inspire generations of engineers and entrepreneurs. And that concludes the incredible journey of how a poor boy created Rolls-Royce, transforming his vision into a symbol of luxury and excellence that still stands strong today. From humble beginnings to global prestige, this story is a testament to how one man's perseverance and dedication can change the world. At Brand Vanguard, we uncover untold stories of visionaries and innovators who have shaped industries and left lasting legacies. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive insights into the world's greatest success stories. Until next time, keep striving for greatness, and remember, every great legacy begins with a dream.